is a stimulus update and daily news report. Got some big updates to share with you. Today is the last day you have a chance to claim any missing stimulus. It's also the tax deadline. Some states are giving out stimulus checks. It's official in one state giving out $300 checks, another state up to $1,700 checks. Social Security increase could be happening and on the biggest scale it's ever been yet. Grocery tax suspension may be happening in a few states. It's happening in one state, and a few more states are considering it. I'll let you know how much these states could save, and I'll give you some other important updates as well. Hope you're having a more than mundane Monday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced update, hit the like button down below, and I'm giving $200 checks to my subscribers. I'll talk more about that later on in the video, but first, IRS tax return deadline is Monday. Today, what to know about extensions, refunds, and child tax credits. So today, April 18th, is the last day you have to claim any missing stimulus checks. If you have to pay taxes, today is the day to do it. So in terms of child tax credits, if you want to claim any of those, if you missed any child tax credits, today is that day. Recovery rebate credit, all that. Today is the day. So after watching this video, if you need to take any action, make sure you take action today. And you have one last chance to get stimulus check money. Here's how. So basically, if you don't have any income at all and you want to claim any missing stimulus checks, you have to file a small tax return, and on line 31, that's where you're going to file how much money you're missing, whether it's the $1,200, the $1,400, or more money for dependents. So today is that day. So you could create an online IRS account and then get my payment app, and you could see, and then you'll see how much you could claim and keep track of when it's going to come to you. So don't delay anymore. Today is that day. Also, soaring inflation continues to erode Social Security purchasing power, expert says. So yeah, anybody on fixed income, Social Security is definitely getting screwed when it comes to inflation, because consumer prices surged 8.5% annually in March, which means that anybody on fixed income, they're getting the same amount of money, but prices just keep going up. And if you're going through that struggle, it's a really, really hard struggle. So average Social Security benefits for retirees increased by $92 monthly in 2022 thanks to the 5.9% cost of living adjustment, but that's only 5.9% compared to the 8.5% in higher costs of everything else. Food, gas, even those could even be higher than other regular cost of living for any retired or any person in general. Also, the cost of living, so the COLA, Social Security COLA increase, add this much cash to your pockets each month. So it's probably going to be a record high this time around. They're going to decide it in still a few more months before they do that. But this year's cost of living adjustment for monthly Social Security checks is the largest COLA increase in almost 40 years at 5.9% to account for record-breaking inflation, which now hovers around 7%. So basically, this just goes through how much it's going, like an extra $47 per month. So it went from $794 to $841. If you're on Social Security, you probably already know these numbers. So this is just talking about the past one, saying that the new COLA adjustment could be even higher. So I'll keep you updated on that. Biden administration announces new oil, gasoline sales royalty hike. And yes, so the Interior Department on Friday announced new oil and gasoline sales on public lands, as well as an increase in royalty rates, a pair of moves likely to be unpopular among both environmental groups and the fossil fuel industry. So looks like the Biden administration is doing anything they possibly can to lower the price of gas, but these may be temporary measures. We may see a little drop in the gas prices, but it doesn't seem like a long-term solution, at least in my opinion. In the announcement, the department said that the Interior Department will issue final sales notices for the upcoming sales Monday. The Interior Department also announced the royalty hike, increasing rates from 12.5% to 18.75%. So we'll see how that plays out. And then states weigh grocery tax pause as inflation surges, but it may not provide much relief. So Alabama, Oklahoma among states considering the grocery tax pause. So there's only 13 states in the country that actually have a pause or that have a grocery tax. The other states don't have it, 0%, no extra tax. So prices of everyday staples have jumped up. So cereals and bakery products, 10% up. Poultry, fish, and meat up 13%, and fruits and vegetables up 8%. Eggs up 11%. So the states that are considering it or have done it already, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee, a Republican at the end of March, announced 30-day suspension of the 4% state and local grocery sales tax in order to alleviate some financial burdens on families. So basically that means if you live in Tennessee and you were to spend $100 at the grocery store, you're saving $4 on that $100 because that extra 4% isn't charged as a tax. The other ones, Oklahoma has a tax, has a tax of 4% or 4.5%. Alabama has a tax of 4%. Those aren't officially suspended yet, but it looks like they're talking about it. Then we have stimulus update. 2.1 million Texas school children qualify for fourth round of pandemic EBT food benefits. So when it comes to like EBT, kids in the classroom or kids in school, looks like that has been extended there in Texas as well as a few other places for EBT. And then we have an official new stimulus check here. So it's official. Delaware residents will see $300 as part of historic tax rebate program. So Delawareans soon will receive $300 as lawmakers pass the bill. And yeah, so any couples will get $600. Trying to see the date if it says it here. I didn't see a date before, but yeah, so $300 going to Delawareans. And then computer's a little slow today. And then panel signs off on budget that includes $850 payments. So this is going to Maine. So $850 for singles, $1,700 for couples. And it looks like that they signed off on this as well. So anybody in Maine looks like could get $850 to $1,700 checks. And so let me know your thoughts on that. Should states give out more stimulus checks like that? We've seen some approved, some talking about more stimulus checks. Should they do a better job of getting it out to the people? Should this be nationwide? At this point, it doesn't look like nationwide federal fourth stimulus checks or gas stimulus checks are happening anytime soon. It looks like they're just trying to lower the price of gas with other methods. And gas tax suspension, things like that. I don't see the checks happening. They're not as popular as they were maybe about a month ago. And take a look at this video right here talking about what people are doing when the costs are so high. They're putting it on credit cards, what to do about it, and what's happening with inflation. Take a look at this video right here.
Across the country, people are paying more for everyday expenses.
Fruit, paper goods, English everything. Everything is... I'm blown away.
I used to have savings. I don't have it anymore.
Marie DiMaggio sees it every time she shops.
You're like, wait, that wasn't like that a year ago.
A podcaster living in New York City. Over the last year, she's been using her credit card more often, and it's adding up.
Are you paying down any of this credit card debt?
I was paying them down, but I'm currently just dealing with it as we go.
Marie is like many Americans turning to credit to get by. In February, consumer debt rose more than $40 billion, a jump of more than 11%, the highest in more than 2 decades. Credit card debt is up nearly 21%.
These balances have been rising for a few reasons. Inflation's a big one, but I would also note that just higher consumer spending in general and the digitization of payments. People are using less cash.
During the pandemic, government aid poured into Americans' bank accounts, money they're now using to pay their credit cards.
Personal savings increased by about $2 trillion. We stayed home and we loaded up on home renovations and new TVs. Now people are starting to shift, and it's more about plane tickets, meals, event tickets, things like that.
But for some, credit card bills are getting harder to keep up with. And experts say it's important to act now so your debt doesn't get out of hand. Their advice? Apply for a 0% balance transfer credit card. Negotiate with your credit card company. Or consolidate your debt with a loan that has a lower interest rate. While many are still able to pay their credit card bills on time, experts warn that could easily shift.
We can't go through that many more months and quarters of this very, very high inflation without something breaking. Either a recession at some point, or more people losing jobs, or falling behind on payments.
Stephanie Rule, NBC News.
What are your thoughts on that? So credit cards, I don't think are a good idea. Even though my channel was all about credit cards to begin with, I don't think that people should spend money that they don't have. In dire situations, you have no choice, but yeah, the credit card interest rates are just ridiculous, and it's almost no way to get out of it. It's very hard to. So if you do have a credit card, be very careful with it. I always pay mine in full every single month, kind of treat it like a debit card. But anyways, that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, I want to tell you the one thing that you can do to yourself. Be kind, be smart, and also you have to be kind to your mommy, your daddy, or your brother, or sister, or anything that you want. And also you have to be kind to yourself.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support. As I mentioned earlier, $200 checks. I'm announcing all the details in tomorrow's video, so stay tuned for tomorrow's video, and I'll give you all the details on the $200 checks. And if you want to check out any of my latest videos on my other channels, you could click up here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.